Good, man. Y'all know I'm just out here at the park doing it after dark. I'm about to talk about The Trick to Money is Having Some by my spirit guide, Stuart Wild. I got one, two, basically a page full of highlights. A page. I'm in chapter two of this book, and I just wanted to share. So I'm sharing. I'm reading, I'm smoking, get my mind right, not bothering nobody, not worried about nobody, but elevating my mind, which is the most important thing in your spiritual journey. The title of this video is The Prison of Our Feelings. It's kind of connected to your wealth, your finances, but I don't think really people be actually coming to that awareness because it's generally the ego that got you so pissed off. Most black people I know, they'll get pissed off because they want to be pissed off, right? They'll just be pissed off. Like, that's the black trait. Not saying that it's impossible, but very rarely do you hear black people saying, well, I'm going to go outside of my ego and understand that it's a spiritual reason for you being in my life, so I'm not going to be mad. Even your parents to be really in their ego when they come to you, like, they'd be really mad if you get a fucking F in school, like legit mad. And that's all ego. Of course you love your kid, but your ego say you want them to get straight A's. When they don't get straight A's, you just using that as an excuse to give them hell. But that's just your ego taking over, and that's the devil and the angel type shit. Because the ego's overriding function is to sustain the individual's survival, and because money is one of those guarantees of that survival, it is natural that the ego slash personality is obsessed emotionally with finances and abundance. Yet it is the emotions we experience around money that cuts us off from easily obtaining all that we ever need. It is the prison we create in our feelings. You live in an abundant, prosperous world. It's a surplus of food, money, and resources. Yet we experience lack. Why? Why do we experience lack? Because only a very small percentage of people are free of negative emotions around money. Even fewer have a certainty in their heart that says, I am always in the right place at the right time, and abundance is simple and natural to me, and all of my needs are constantly met. That's an energy. That's a reality. And you can be broke and feel this way, and you can be rich and feel like this way. But the emotions that you have towards your financial situation, and if they're negative emotions, then that's a prison, right? Your feelings and emotions, just really getting behind your emotional and feeling world in reference to your money. Because one thing about you is that you're a spiritual being having a human experience. So your relationship towards money is going to be you are the universe. But as an ego can't experience the universe. The ego don't experience the universe. So black people, white people, black man, white woman, white man, they never experience the all. by the nature of the creation. So the goal is to recognize your spiritual beingness and then the emotions that are associated with knowing that you are everything. If you were to interview people on the street, you would not find 1 in 100 who would tell you that he enjoyed a surplus of overbrimming joy and lushness of things. You if you ask a person, man, how you feeling today? For real, like how was really going on with you? They gonna really talk about how they don't have enough money to do the things that they really want to do, and because they don't have the money to protect and provide the way that they want to do, they feel fucked up, right? And this is the reality. This is the emotional reality that is shutting down a lot of people. And motherfuckers can do funny dances on TikTok and shit like that. But that's not solving the problem because you can do a dance step for 20 seconds. Because you can put on a little makeup and a little filter and a little quick weave. That's not actually solving the problem. To look at your financial situation and be over brimming with joy, because joy comes within the inside and the lushness of things. Each would describe his financial limitation and insecurities by his lack or highlighting the lack he perceived in others. So, one thing, you get your money together and now everybody else broke, right? Everybody else fucked up. Now, soon as a nigga get a fucking $1,000, he wanna like put on classes and shit, showing niggas how to get $1,000 and shit like that. Motherfuckers is gurus and shit. They get 10,000. Now all of a sudden they want to teach everybody else how to get $10,000. When the reality is that's more of a projection of their own lack. If I say, let me help you, I want to help you get the money that you never had before. I want to help you get to my level. The trick of what they saying, if you pay close attention, is that they look down on themselves. Okay? You would hear the ego/personality bemoaning its lack of certainty, the absence of guarantees, the frailty of human life. Then you will understand why the world is so troubled by finances and why most never achieve a level of financial security that satisfies them. Because this is what you actually feel. Abundance will never be a factor of how much money one has. Right? Listen, abundance is never a factor of how much money one has. Rather, it is always a factor of how one feels about the money one does have. This is the trick. This is why you can ask everybody how they feel about their money and they feel insecure and they feel like they need more. When really the conversation in relation to the money that you have needs to change. He goes on to say, and I'm reading from The Trick to Money is Having Some by Stuart Wilde, one of my favorite books of all time. And having money does not necessarily alleviate the oppression of that person, nor does it always set people free. So before we look at how you're going to make a whole bunch of money, we ought to look at what you consider freedom to be. We want to be free, and we want to have, listen to how fucked up the game is. It's like some hamster wheel shit, right? Human hamster wheel. We want to be free. We desire and crave freedom, right? And so we say money is the key to freedom. So we work for money. But to work for money is not being free. But we make that sacrifice for the hopes of one day having money to be free, but we equate work with money. That's a hamster wheel. Ideology. I'm gonna say this one thing and I'm gonna get off this video, and I'm gonna probably do more videos like this on YouTube because I feel like doing more videos like this on YouTube. The goal is to get others to do the work for you and pay you a percentage. Because if you gotta work, if you gotta draw, if you an artist, then it behooves you to open up an artist school or an artist studio and get paid off of the commissions that other artists make. And when they ready to start up their own art school, you will be that incubator. If you a psychic, if you an astrologer, you gotta have an incubation, a network, an audience, a team, a tribe that help you along the journey to get to wherever you want to get to financially. So the most important thing about money is having a strong network. The most important thing about having a strong network, you got to be interested in your network. You got to be engaged in your network. You got to care about people. What's the trick to that? You got to care about yourself, because if you don't care about yourself, you don't care about nobody. That's the reality of how it works. Don't mind me, I'm just looking at eagles and shit flying around my head and things of that nature. You understand? I don't know what be going on with me. I be on some shamanic journeys all the fucking time for no reason. I digress. But really take heed. Emotions and feelings and engagement and work. Y'all be real talented, but hate people. But then want money. Got to develop a love and a desire to engage with people in some form or fashion. The best way is to lead. The best way is to teach. The best way is to guide. But if you don't know shit, don't try to stand up in front of people and try to teach them, lead them, or guide them, because you just be the blind leading the blind. So you find something within yourself that you know. You know it very formally. You know it in and out. And the idea is that you got to be a couple of steps ahead of your audience. And as long as you're a few steps ahead of your audience, you can begin to lead this. But I'm saying this to empower you to stand in your authoritative roles, because that's going to help your bank account. But yeah, it's stressful. Yeah, it's a lot of work. Yeah, you have a lot of demands on yourself. But you're the one who said you wanted to be rich. Now, if you want to make a base salary, if you want to budget fucking $100 a day or whatever the fuck, if you want to live underneath your means and shit like that, go to work every day, right? But it's certain sacrifices that people start to make. And one of those sacrifices is immersing yourself in the energy of other people, like dealing with other motherfuckers. Because it's like, people gonna have to know you for real. It's more or less about your reputation and your credit rating than it is about your actual talent. I'll do you this. I'll just say it like this. The talented person is not going to make as much money as the person who is willing to network. So if you was the best fucking sumo wrestler, and I was a sumo wrestler, but I networked and I marketed myself throughout the sumo networking leagues. You just hoping that people see your talent and smack you on the ass, right? And give you that boost one day. We all seen the Instagram reels of, you know, you just wake up and you just getting ring, 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 ding, ding, ding. Your Cash App going crazy just because Oprah Winfrey said, Shaniqua did my nails, y'all. Everybody go book for Shaniqua. And you just wake up and just everything is Shaniqua's boutique salon, right? But really, it don't really work like that. You got to set up for festivals and fairs and networking opportunities and pass your business card out and really grit and grind and really just show people who you are at a case by case basis. I don't rub shoulders with a lot of motherfuckers, and I'm not even like the fiercest networker in the world. Like I'm like low level, right? Like it's motherfuckers who actually be doing this shit, be flying across country just to network, just to meet people, just to do sales or market a business and shit like that. So when you think about yourself and you think about the problems in your cash flow, in your financial systems, the beauty of it is that you could attack it emotional and you could attack it by having a network and getting to know people. Because when you begin to engage in a positive emotion, when you begin to engage in getting to know people and learning what they want, you can better service them or have a base service of like needs of what people are struggling with and create the pain points and then create ways for which you can solve those pain points. But you don't begin to solve a person's pain point without doing the actual consumer report. And so you could be less business and be more formal, more personal, and really just sit down with a notebook and try to get to know people. You know what I'm saying? And that will increase your money a long ways. But it's real simple. So upgrade your understanding of currency in order to change the result of your currency. I would definitely say that. Like the currency is a value. So like you might have a specific amount of money that you really need to make and no real way of how to make it. But you ain't the first person that ever had happened to, right? I'm pretty sure we've all been in situations, especially older. That's a level up unto itself because sometimes we'll be in a situation, right, where we'll be comfortable, right? We'll be comfortable, and then we'll look back 5 years ago, like, damn, I was really struggling. I was on some broke ass shit. Really, I was really just delusional for real. But that's every level of the game. So no matter where you at, you kind of looking retarded to your higher self. So how much of a trusting in your advancement is you trusting like this year? You trying to formulate in a way to make it understandable. Financially, the limits that you put on yourself is real, right? But it could be anything. It could be 10,000, 100, whatever, because you're going to get everything involved in your energetic beingness to begin to prepare you for that financial thing. And a person that is limited in their belief towards their finances, then that's going to be their truth. So that's your currency. It's like if I give you a certain currency, somebody give me a franc, which is a currency, and it don't have no value. My first my first inclination is to not take it because I don't know what to do with it, right? Because it don't have no value to me. Not to say that it don't have no value at all, but it just don't have no value to me because of where I'm at. Now, that's reasonable and rational, and it's all about value and central location of time. So we can all be in a place where we can sit back and say, all right, how do I provide value to the people in my community? And that is your currency. If you don't do that, then you'll get a job and you'll work for your money, right? You'll have to get a job because it's going to be no currency in. But if you are a person that has some value to offer and you offer it, and that's your job to offer your value, you make your own hours and money, it never stops because nobody is going to deny value. So a lot of times we don't find the value within ourselves to want to offer, and so we just need to get a job, right? Just to as we figure things out. But once you figure out how you're going to find value in yourself, then you offer it, and then everything is everything. But I gotta go, and I'll catch y'all on the flip side.